welcome to the breakfast hour. It is a beautiful, it's tremendous Thursday. Can you think of any more adjectives?
Wonderful Thursday.
Of course, joining me live in the studio is the man, Dessie. Yeah. Welcome, Dessie.
Morning.
So I'm not alone, Mikey G.
Yeah, I know. I see that you're not alone this morning. Of course, I want to say welcome. Add my coat off. Welcome also to the man, Mr. Desmond. Good morning, Dessie. Of course, the Flashpoint family is uniting. That's what we're saying this morning. Of course, it's a wonderful Thursday, as Dessie said a while ago. And of course, today is not only wonderful, but we are talking a little bit more about our community and some of the things that we like, within this community and how we can impact it even better, Many things to come. But, this morning, I'm excited for so many. Did anybody ask Desmond already? Elise?
Yes.
Conversation with Mario after dark last night. Turn up. Sorry, I was going to say wicked, but I don't want to say wicked on the breakfast. It's not the time for it. But I'm telling you, it was a conversation to have last night. It was something incredible. Conversation with Mario starts at 10 o'clock in the night every Wednesday night. I mean, it's a late night show, right? And I'm telling you, the topic was really a crucial topic. One that we don't like to talk about, but was necessary to have the conversation about, And so we did that one last night, and I'm telling you, it was a phenomenal show. Of course, Elise, as usual, didn't make it past the first round, Yeah,
You didn't have to go there. You did not.
I'm sorry.
Go there.
I mean, wait, listen, remember, when we join it, we come in for the long haul, right? I went there.
Anyway, you went there. Now we have a packed morning, a lineup like you've never imagined. We have a guest in the studio. Yeah, we're going to pop her up on the stage in a moment. But we have to settle into the space, and we have to set the right atmosphere. And of course, we're going to kick it off with our devotional this morning. And of course, waiting in the wings, we're going to find out what's coming up in your community. And I have a special guest that will share that information with you. So over to our devotional. And then when we get back here, then we'll speak about our guest in the studio.
All right, of course, you heard it. Say you heard it right here on Flashpoint. And Lady Elise said it right.
Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine. Your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen. The unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
Good morning. This is day 24. To whom much is given, from him much will be required. Luke chapter 12, verse 48. Am I responsible? Written by Herbert Vander Lugt. Many people live and die in terrible circumstances. I heard about a boy who never knew his father and whose mother considered him a nuisance. He survived by stealing and going through the garbage behind a food store. He died in his early teens from stab wounds, and nobody cared. His eternal destiny is in the hands of God, who requires little from those to whom little has been given. I sometimes find great comfort in our Lord's teaching that our degree of accountability before Him is in direct proportion to our degree of knowledge and opportunity. But this truth also disturbs me. I grew up with loving Christian parents in a caring atmosphere with 7 brothers. The girl I married has been a loving wife for more than 55 years. My son, daughter-in-law, daughter, and grandsons treat me with love and respect. During almost 50 years of ministry, I have been treated well. I have so much to give thanks for, which also makes me more responsible to God. This is an awesome, almost frightening thought. No matter what our degree of knowledge and opportunity, we can thank God for His goodness. Then we must use what He has given us in faithful service to Him. Think it over. What knowledge and what opportunities has the Lord given you? How can you make better use of what He has given? Our quote this morning reads, "Privilege and responsibility are two sides of the same coin." End quote.
I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio, Rise and Shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news and fun, with Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination synergized to navigate.
Of course, I want to say welcome back to the breakfast hour this morning. Of course, we are joined this morning by the man Dessie in studio this morning. Dessie, good morning to you once again. How are you doing?
Morning, Mike. Good morning again.
Earlier on we had a previous conversation going on, Lady Elise. We talked about the conversation with Mario last night, and we actually was listening to the whole thing. I was of the impression about childbearing. We were saying the human population within the world right now is going down in many countries, right? And what has brought this phenomenon to bear this morning is the fact that we thought that it was economics. And parents, men and women, they don't want to have children because of the economic fallout in terms of how do we take care of these precious ones without the resources that is necessary to take care of them. It's just like disenfranchising the children, But then the conversation actually brought out with our sociologist last night that women are actually choosing not to have children because they are now seeking higher career goals and then put it on pause, freezing eggs and all, and decide to do it later. And it blew my mind. I was blown away by that statistics, and I was saying, oh my God, is this a real conversation we're having? But having said that, Desmond, it was for me. It was disturbing. Enough.
I know it's a deep conversation, Mikey G. I know it's a deep one, and we're going to continue the conversation. However, we have a guest from the community joining us in studio this morning, and if you did not listen to Conversations After Dark with Mario, touching on some very, very interesting topics that have baffled Mikey G, we're gonna trash it out a bit, Mikey. But of course, waiting on our studio, of course, is someone who is very near and dear to the Flashpoint family, the lady Isabel, and she's going to be telling us about some things that are happening in the community. So we want to just get into that, and then we're going to have the conversation. We're going to have the conversation.
All right, fine. Well, all right, fine. So Isabel is coming up, of course. When we come back, of course, Isabel, I'm going to just put a disclaimer. You see, Lady Elise hijacked the conversation. I'm going to put it on pause right here. All right, community guest day today. Of course, good morning once again. Welcome back, Lady Elise. Over to you.
Yes, welcome back. Now, if you are wondering what is all the fanfare about, we're talking about ASI Day that's coming up. And joining us is the president of ASI, Miss Isabel Gumeyi, and she's going to share with us what is happening on the 2nd of August. Welcome, Isabel.
Good morning and thank you. Welcome. Thank you for welcoming me to this breakfast hour.
Good morning, Isabel. And of course, it is a pleasure to have you here this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tell us what is ASI? Just let's start from the beginning. What is ASI and what do you want? How can it impact the community?
So ASI stands for Adventist Layman Services and Industries. And the simplest way of thinking about ASI is the Association for Business Persons and Professionals. And the aim is really for us to come together to share Christ in the marketplace. That's really what ASI is all about.
So how important is it to share Christ in the marketplace, Isabel? Why? I mean, we are so busy with work and doing 100 different things. Yeah. Why? Yeah.
Jesus gave us a mandate to share Christ everywhere. And to be able to fulfill that mandate, we know that it goes beyond the church walls. So what better place to share than where we spend 7 to 10 hours of our day, right, at work. So it doesn't matter what type of work you do. You could be outside or inside. You could own the business. You could be an employee of the business, part-time or full-time. The challenge that we have is how do we distill the gospel into practical, simple things and ways that we can share. After all, it's how we live our lives that the best testimony, right? And if we spend so much time at work, then it's good for us to be equipped on how we can make sharing Christ in the marketplace easier. So associations like the ASI help to bring tips, ideas, collaborations, and different methods and ways that we can begin to share Christ in simple things, but also in big mission projects and in big events and in big things like what we're talking about today.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. In your estimation, Dessie, how important is it for someone to share good news to you at work? Do you think it's important?
It is important because sometimes the work schedule, the work day or the work night is stressful.
Yes.
And when somebody talks to you, when somebody gives you something that uplifts you, makes you feel, have a sense of hope, a sense of just change the whole day to a better day or tonight to a better night.
Yeah, because as Isabel mentioned, we spend a good portion of our time at work. As a matter of fact, the better times of our day is spent at work. And if you can make someone's life better, then certainly, yeah, ASI. So tell us what's coming up. You know, I see this flyer here. Save the date, ASI date. Share with us and our listeners or viewers what is involved in ASI Day and what we should expect, what we should listen out for coming up.
Absolutely. So August 2nd, all roads lead to Savannah SDA Church. That's very close to the Countryside Shopping Center. So we expect to see you there starting at 9:30 in the morning. It's going to be a wonderful day of events. So at 9:30 in the morning, we'll kick off with some music and some Bible study. And then we'll segue into hearing stories of how other people are practically sharing Christ at their workplace, in their schools, or wherever it is that they spend their day. And then from there, we'll move into a beautiful sermon that will encourage us and really inspire us to continue to do the work of God in our day-to-day life. And we know that after all of that spiritual food, we will need some physical food. So join us for lunch around 12:30, 1 o'clock. We will fellowship together and be able to enjoy food together. And then at 4 p.m., we will be kicking off with our music program. And we have also very, very special community guests who will be joining us. So we'll be doing 2 sets of activities. One will be heart defibrillator machine training. Some of you may or may not know that one of our churches, there was an unfortunate incident where someone had a heart attack. And one of the things that came out of that was that if there had been a heart defibrillator machine nearby, potentially that person's life could have been spared. And so ASI has taken it on as a project and a mission to try to see if we could raise funds to have those heart defibrillator machines in every one of our churches. as well as in some of the community locations. And so we have experts who are obviously well versed and placed when it comes to these machines, joining us from the Fire Service and the Health Services Authority. So some of those representatives will come and essentially conduct a training on how these machines are used and why it's important to have them. And we think that it's important for the church and the community to learn, because any of these things can happen, and it would be good for us to be able to be in a position to help save a life. So that will be really what the main features of the afternoon after the music program. And of course, where possible, we will slice in a testimony from one of our business owners or professionals and how they are sharing Christ. And once all of that is done, as we wrap up at around sunset, we will be closing the day with some free eye testing. We have some representatives from the Lions Club who volunteer to come and assist us with performing eye exams. So we know that getting eyes vision testing can be quite expensive, and so we're grateful that they're willing to send representatives to come and perform these free eye examinations. So maybe we have something for everyone, whether you love the music, whether you want to hear the word, whether you want to be inspired by other people just like you on what they're doing in their day-to-day life to share Christ, or whether you want to be part of some of our future projects, because we have helped on mission trips around at the island of Pittsburgh, but we also do mission projects right here in the Cayman Islands. So if you want to hear more about that and to participate, then this is definitely an event not to miss. So save the dates, ASI on the 2nd. We're really looking forward to as many of the community joining us, whether for the whole day or for part of the day. Again, start at 9:30 for the entire day at Savannah SDA Church, which is next to or very close to Countryside Shopping Center.
August 2, ASI Day, I am listening to the conversation, Isabel, and I'm telling you, it sounds like a packed day. That seems as if you're going to be having a series of activities around this the ASI theme. Now the question is, how does one? How do I, if I am someone who don't know about this, how do I get to be a part of ASI? Can anyone become a part of this great organization?
Absolutely, anybody can. We believe that we have different gifts and different talents. And so if you have a heart for mission, if you are seeking people to collaborate with to share Christ in the marketplace, then this association is for you. We do have different tiers of membership. So business persons will have a certain fee that they will pay to be full-time members. So with the individuals, we are also interested in student members, because it's also about thinking about the future and thinking about future generations of ASI. And so we are, if you're not a dentist, but if you want to be part of the mission, then certainly there are some collaborations that we are also open to pursuing. And so at the end of the day, we believe that there's a place for every worker. And so ASI is just another arm where we can accelerate the spreading of the gospel. So if you can come to Savannah Church, we will have forms that you could use to join. But if not, then you want to go online and just look up the website that you could go on to, if you so desire, instead to apply online. Because ASI is an international association, and so you could, so I need to put it up a little bit here at the moment, but if you did Google AID ASI, then you will be able to see all of the information there. But the easiest is simply to come in person at Savannah Church, and that way we get to meet you, we get to talk and answer your questions, and you also get to talk to other individuals, as you're always looking for more volunteers.
All right, so I want to thank you, Isabel, for sharing with us. Just a reminder to our listeners and viewers, we have viewers tuned in on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, those joining us via our web radio, www.flashpointmedia.ky. Today, on this Thursday, it's our community focus. And joining us is the president of Adventist Labor and Services Industry, Ms. Isabel Gumeyi. And she is extending a special invitation to join us on ASI Day, when August 2, where Savannah Seventh-day Adventist Church The theme, Living with a Purpose. And of course, you can use the opportunity to become a member of ASI. We will be sharing the link in our description on this YouTube stream so that if you need to find out any information, you can do so as well. Of course, it promises to be an awesome day. There will be feasting of the word, there will be music, there will be so much. You will be hearing from business persons and professionals and those persons who want to share their testimonies as well. Certainly, you cannot afford to miss this one. That's August 2 at Savannah Seventh-day Adventist Church, starting at 9:30 a.m. And of course, lunch will be provided, so there's no need to go anywhere. You can stay there all day.
I'll be there.
Well, I know where I'm going to be getting lunch, right?
So thank you so much, Isabel, for sharing with us this morning. And I know that persons who are in their community would be in attendance to ASI Day, Living with a Purpose, August 2, Savannah Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Thank you for having me and enjoy the rest of your day. See you on August 2nd.
Welcome back. Just listen to Isabel just now, Lady Elise, and talking about ASI Day and all the activities. I'm getting hungry already, I'm ready for the lunch. So I think I'm going to be hanging out at the Savannah SDA Church on August 2nd for ASI Day. Not just for the food, physical food, but for the spiritual food that you'll be fed as well. I don't know, Desmond, what are you going to go there for? Because, I hear Desmond say, I'm going down there August 2 and they hear the lunchtime. So tell me, what is it you're going to do? Spiritual food, physical food? Tell me.
I plan to be there.
Plan to be there.
And we will be
sharing. And because I say I'm going for the lunch, nobody not.
Well, of course, you have to think about the feeding of your body. Of course, we don't want to exclude that. It's very important as well. But we want to thank Isabel for coming on and sharing with us what is happening on the 2nd of August and extending an invitation to our listeners and viewers. Certainly, it's something to look forward to, and we will be sharing. Of course, Flashpoint Media will be right there as well, being a part of ASI as we are fully on board. That's what we do every day, all day. Share Christ in the community. That's what it's all about. And so we want to thank our listeners this morning. It is terrific, tremendous, and wonderful Thursday. And Dessie is in the studio. That makes it even more wonderful. And of course, we want to be sharing with you a number of things this morning. No, I'm not sure where we're going to place that conversation, that you start to warm up, heat up, because I know that it's going to take a little time. But
I'm not going to go back in the conversation. I'm going to leave it alone, because that conversation can burn a hole through this entire wall. You see, we're standing here, sitting here this morning. It can create a problem. I don't know if Dessie want to get into it, but I think we should get into the community, the guest day, and of course talk about a few things that are happening in our world today. I'm going to leave it here this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not going to touch it. Desmond, I don't think that topic we can handle this morning at all. We don't want to go in there. It was just an introductory piece to tell persons that on Wednesday, every Wednesday night, on Flashpoint, 10 o'clock, after dark with Mario, conversations, having a lot of conversation about varying topics. There are some taboo topics that you don't want to talk about, and those topics come up. And the one that we talked about was children, and of course the fact that we don't want to have children anymore. Not in the level of how the society is depreciating. We don't have the population to replace the ones who are going out, and so we have a dying community happening because we're not reproducing fast enough. And so that's what's happening. And so we looked at the conversation. Now, having that topic, have you reproduced, Desmond?
I didn't get that.
Have you reproduced yourself yet?
Have you reproduced, Desmond?
Did you bring the next generation and did you fulfill your mandate as being born as a man and community?
I'm a father.
I'm a father. I'm going to clap him right now. Clap you, Desmond. Clap you. I'm a father of two. And we're having a all right, since you said it, you said to me earlier, what about people who get married? Well, we talked about it and we said childbearing is for persons who are married. Period.
Biblically.
Well, the sociologists told us last night that societies are spiritually inclined, are spiritually linked. And so the spiritual link, what it does, it mandates what the society's norms would be.
So I have a question. And my question is, didn't we say we're not speaking about this? No?
Well, it's not me,
Watch here. Who have the man in the cookie jar? Yes, man, I leave it alone.
I didn't tell me what I said, not me.
I know me. I like that part, this man. I like that part. A song name is not me. All right, ladies, right into it. I leave it alone.
We pick it up some other time.
Don't worry. It's a very interesting thing. Ladies, what's happening in our world today, and of course, happening in our world today.
All right, so news comes up, and we also want to share a few items of what's happening in our world today. Now, there are a number of things happening, and we don't want to just limit it to what we know in our immediate surroundings, Dessie. So one of the things that are celebrated, we went on the site, we just hopped onto the site, National Day.
Okay.
Right?
National Drive-Through Day.
Well, let's have the conversation on the other side of this break.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit ASI Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. ASI Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call ASI Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Welcome back. Of course, you're joined to the breakfast hour this morning. If you're joining us for the first time, of course, go ahead right now, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and every time you see one of these programs comes up, you'll get it first. Of course, you're tuned in to the breakfast hour. Lady Elise, myself, and of course, our special guest, but not guest in so many ways, part of the Flashpoint team, the man, Mr. Desmond Miller this morning, aka Dessie. Good morning, Dessie.
Dessie, I want to extend a formal welcome to you, for joining us this morning on the Breakfast Hour. We are certainly happy to have you right here in the studios this morning. Now, we were talking about things that are celebrated worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
And what we know is it's National Tequila Day.
Yeah.
All right, we don't really drink tequila, okay? And what else?
Lady Elise, don't jump over tequila so fast. What's wrong with you on the tequila thing, right? I went on a, you know what, Dessie, what happened to us, the other day, right? So they took me, I had a birthday, and so what they did was they tricked me the day on the birthday. Have me come over to help them fix something, and then when I come over and say they wanted me to help them to fix something, the next thing I know, they hijacked me with birthday cake. The next thing I know, I'm on a horse called tequila, right? No, listen, I like to, you know, I'm on a horse named Tequila, and Tequila have riding through the waters. You know, most persons who have not been to the Cayman Islands don't know about this yet. But when you come here, one of the best things to do is to go horseback riding. You know, I don't want to just leave the word horse out there and then everybody thinks the wrong thing, right? The horseback riding, you know. So they took me out, let me say it. They took me out and they give me the horse named Tequila, and no matter how everybody riding fast in front of me and everybody going and I would have beat Tequila till Tequila wouldn't move, right?
Not moving an inch.
Anyways, I just thought I'd share that one with you this morning. That was you. It didn't just make me get you. It's humorous. I'm not drinking the tequila this morning, but I just remember the name, you know. So.
Yes, tequila. No, it's an iconic spirit, you know, Mexican spirit, and you know, a lot of persons use it as.
Of course, we're going to take a small break, and when we come back.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, hover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors, in an earthquake, bad news. Take for yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, don't want to run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
When the world quiets down and the noise of the day fades away, that's when the real conversations begin. The ones we hide, the ones we fear, the ones that need to be heard. Conversations After Dark with Mario, where the silence ends and truth begins. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m., Mario takes you on a journey through the real, raw, and rarely spoken truths that shape our lives. From personal battles to family struggles, community wounds to silent traumas. No topic is too taboo, no story too deep. It's not just talk, it's healing. This is a space where shame is shattered, silence is broken, and truth finally speaks. Conversations After Dark with Mario, every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Only on Flashpoint Radio, www.flashpointmedia.ky. Stay up, speak up, heal forward.
I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio, Rise and Shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
course, welcome back. Good morning once again. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Breakfast Hour. Of course, my name is Mikey G right here in the studio of Flashpoint. And of course, Mr. Dessie joining us this morning, live this morning.
Yes, it is Thursday, and we are happy to be here with you this morning. Now, we're just appraising the listeners of what is celebrated today, and of course, we are moving right along into National Drive Through Day, right?
I just did tequila a while ago, right?
We did tequila, and you remember that wonderful experience you had on your birthday with a horse called Tequila.
Yeah. Don't leave it hanging with the horse part alone. Just say the horse called Tequila.
No, today is one of the sunnier days we have had all week right here in Georgetown. We have been having quite overcast conditions with drizzling, rainy.
I'm in a situation with the microphone this morning, ladies. I don't know why it is making that little sound, but I want to apologize to our guests and our listeners this morning, our viewers, for that little, technical difficulty that's happening. I don't know if we can let's solve that quickly. I don't know why.
Oh,
well, it's
okay.
not happening now. It's not happening now. So I don't know.
It's not happening now.
All right.
So on that note, it's a sunny morning right here in Georgetown, Grand Cayman. And of course, it's National Drive-Through Day. And as I recall, when I think about drive-through, I remember when, in the early days when you had drive-through movies.
Yes, I think one was Kingston.
Yes.
I think it comes back again. I'm gonna just pause for a minute. And let's take a small break and see if we can solve this quickly. And when we come back, it says Murphy's Law. If something can go wrong, then it will. Of course, this morning's experience is brought to you by M&M Construction for all your construction needs. And of course, ASI Ultrasound for all your ultrasound needs right here in the Grand Cayman Islands.
Produce your podcast? Flashpoint Media makes it very easy. We can relieve you of the headache by recording your podcast for you. So, take the first step to getting your content to your desired audience. Contact us here at Flashpoint and your podcast will be live in no time. Our website is www.flashpointmedia.ky or call us at 345-321-6969. That's 345-321-6969. build your dream home or renovate your space? M&M Construction is the perfect place. We bring your vision to life with precision and quality craftsmanship. From design to construction, we guide you every step, ensuring seamless coordination and superior results. Our professional roof inspection and maintenance services will ensure that your roof is sturdy this hurricane season. So, if you are ready to start your construction journey, call us today at 345-927-7509. Build with confidence. Build with M&M Construction. 345-927-7509.
This is Flash Talk, the uncut edition. Say it just how you feel it.
No filters, no fluff, just real talk with the full Flashpoint fam. Get with it.
From hot takes to belly laughs, the crew is locked in and ready.
From debates that might get a little spicy, including all VIP members.
This is where vibes meets voice, jokes meets proof, and we talk things.
We are here to get real.
It's raw, it's real, and it's about time.
Small island, but big conversations.
This is Flash Talks, the uncut edition. Flash Farm. What's that the things then now?
Real people, real voices, real conversations.
Flash Talk, the uncut edition, at 7 p.m. every Thursday, right here on Flashpoint.
Alright guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Again, of course we did say Murphy's Law sometime didn't last long. We're back with you this morning. Of course, you joined us for the breakfast hour this morning. We're talking a little bit about our community, and of course we talked a little bit about ASI and some of the activities that were going on. And now we are at Tequila Day. We passed Tequila Day already, ladies.
We were saying that we are appraising the listeners and viewers of the various things that are celebrated internationally. And one such day we mentioned is that day that you just
I
mentioned.
celebrated my birthday and it was tequila as well.
How many times? But also we were mentioning that drive-through day is celebrated today. And of course, there are a number of things that you can drive through and do these days. So we will talk about the drive-through movies, which I don't think is as popular. We talk about ATMs, drive-through.
Yes. It's quite popular.
It is quite popular.
You ever been to the drive-through movie, Des?
No, I've never been, but I heard about it because I'm from country, so I was not so much familiar with the Kingston life.
Which country you come from? Let me hear that first. Which country you come from? Tell me.
I'm from the rural areas, rather.
Of what?
Of Jamaica.
All right. You know what? We're not talking about the country thing this time. Because I will say this to you. Drive-through movies, if you missed it, I think growing up in Jamaica or anywhere and there's a drive-through movie, you know anything about it just by anything? What's your knowledge of it?
I've never been through a drive-through movie. That's what I'm saying.
Popular
Harborview Drive-In.
Harborview. You haven't been there? Harborview?
No.
That was the biggest one. It's a popular Harborview Drive-In that everybody had to go to at some point.
Well, I've never been. I don't know. I've never experienced it.
Man, Lady Elise, have you ever been to the drive-through?
No.
No?
I've not yet.
Boy, I tell you, Dessie, when people go to the drive-through, I tell you, it's a very interesting movie theater. Biggest thing you can see, popcorns being passed to the doors, people carrying your food to your outlet and everything. Or you can get up and go get it yourself. But I realize that most people go to the drive-through miss all of the movie. Most people.
Why?
They just missed the movie. It's like the movie was not interesting enough.
But just to let you know,
Drive-through. I used to love the drive-through.
From a historical perspective, a year after the first drive-through in the US was opened was In and Out, which was established in 1948. Right? The difference is that In and Out offered an extra benefit, a two-way speaker box for ordering, and this genius invention was vital to the continuation of the concept. The chain grew and developed into modern times, and is still around today with more than 350 locations in at least 7 states. The original In and Out location that was built in Los Angeles, California in 1948 was unfortunately required to be closed down to build a highway. However, in 2014, a replica was constructed in its place. It's not a working restaurant, but it does allow folks to enjoy a photo opportunity.
So you're saying the highway had to build right there, sir, right?
Yes. but you know, it does have its convenience. You are, for example, those persons who are going on long road trips and you don't want to get out of your car, you just drive through, pick up your food, and you're on your way. So it does. But the focus today, of course, today is also National Self-Care Day.
You know, I want to look at the whole thing about those highways being built. Did you know some of those highways were built through communities where families were living and a community of persons were actually gathering together and bonding together, and they built highways through some of those and disenfranchise all the persons who are living in those communities, scatter them abroad. It was almost like it was a deliberate act, highway building in communities, especially where there are certain ethnicity who live there. Anyways, I just thought I'd add that to the value of the conversation.
Trust you, yes.
I just thought I would add that. I don't know.
Right, so today is actually also National Self-Care Day. Now, we have had a conversation about self-care on several occasions, and we have had various guests in studio, but of course, joining us this morning on the virtual sphere, of course, is one of our very own members of our team, Lady Cassandra. And let's hear what she has to say about self-care.
I'm Cassie, Wellness and Lifestyle Leader, Inspiration Cayman. I'm so proud to be sharing this message with you today through Flashpoint Media, where we believe in uplifting lives through creativity, truth, and community. Today is World Self-Care Day, and it's not just a feel-good moment on the calendar. It's a global reminder that your peace matters, your presence matters, and most of all, you matter. We hear the term self-care a lot these days, but let's be honest, it's often marketed as spa days and candles. And while those are nice, yes, real self-care goes much deeper. Self-care is how we survive in a world that pulls us in so many different directions. It's the practice of checking in physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So we're not just pushing through life, but actually living it. Here's what practical self-care can look like. Setting boundaries. Yes. Saying no when your plate is already full. Turning down that invitation when your body says rest. Taking a pause before reacting. Moving your body even just a few minutes each day. Turning off that cell phone, even for a while. Yes, let's detox from the screen. Yeah? I know we're all guilty of keeping that phone in hand too long, right? Here. Asking for help without guilt. Drinking water before you reach for that caffeine. Hydrate. Yeah? Letting yourself rest without needing to earn it. No, these aren't luxuries, they are necessities. And how we stop running on empty. At Inspiration Cayman, we're here along with Flashpoint Media. We believe that wellness should meet you where you are. And that's why we're committed at Inspiration Cayman to offer care that is accessible, affordable, and heart-centered. From our community activations to our pop-up spa experiences and to our upcoming Inspiration Mobile Studio experience. You gotta hang on for that. We're creating a space for real people to pause, heal, and reset. Yeah? And we dub that wellness with heart. So today, I'm encouraging you to choose you, not out of selfishness, but in honor of your well-being. Because when you care for yourself, you're better able to show up for the ones you love. And now, part of this special message, we're inviting you to hear a heartfelt voice note from one of our very own here at Flashpoint Media. Someone who reminds us that rest, restoration, and redemption are all part of the journey. Let's have it.
For me, self-care means being intentional in taking care of myself. It means being intentional in pouring positivity into my emotional cup so that
on here at Flashpoint Media, someone who reminds us that rest, restoration, and redemption are all part of the journey. Matthew 11:28. We don't need to have it all together, but we do need to stop pouring from an empty cup. So let's fill up. Let's be intentional with rest, reflection, and renewal. On behalf of Flashpoint Media and Inspiration Cayman, happy World Self-Care Day. Remember, you matter, and your healing matters too.
You're fit? No.
Yeah. See you next time.
Your feelings matter, Lady Elise. And I'm hoping that mine matters too. I hope that mine, it says, your feelings matter, as you hear this conversation. And I hope my feelings matter times two.
Yes, Mikey. About 2 words from my late grandfather.
Yes, sir.
Look after yourself. My grandfather used to say, look after yourself.
Look after yourself.
Yes, that was his words. He used to live in Canada.
Yes.
And Dessie, look after yourself. And those are strong words, because self-care is really looking about taking care of yourself in simple terms.
And in light of the job description and without bringing it into focus, that's something that is necessary every day that you go out to work.
Yes, I used to tell my colleagues, still tell them, use the term, the abbreviation R&R, rest and recreation. Because at the end of the day, when you work hard, your body, your physical body, and mentally, Elise, you need to rest. You need to have some fun.
What do you do for self-care? Yes. What is your self-care methods that you use? Even one. If you have one, resting and sleeping, I am sure that's going to be on top of the list somewhere.
To be truthful to you, Mikey, I look forward to vacation.
Yes.
And one of my things that I've been practicing for the last 5 years, is my batchmate, my graduating batchmate. We have a group and we have a reunion, a yearly reunion. And one of the things that I look forward to is to go to that reunion every year, even to catch up with friends and to just relax for maybe a weekend or a week and have fun. Have somebody cook for me. I've go to food. Like go to bed when I feel like it's part of living. It's what we do to make our mental and our physical life.
Yes, it's very important, and I really want to thank Cassie and Inspiration Cayman. Thank her for teaming us up with us this morning and sharing that powerful message about self-care. And she mentioned that coming up is going to be a mobile spa inspiration, and that is something to look forward to. So I want to say congratulations to Cassie and the team at Inspiration as they remind us that it's important to take care of our health and ourselves. It's just one of us we have now. But of course, we want to also take this opportunity. We're doing everything at once. We are part of the self-care journey here at Flashpoint. And of course, we want to share this coming up this Sunday as part of your self-care. So we're going to be hanging out at the beach, Smith Cove.
Oh.
Come on, and we're going to have some nice have some breakfast by the beach. And
I'll be working. Maybe I can get breakfast. I'll be working Sunday morning.
Nothing more than our community service personnel who helps us all week, all day, all night, turning up for breakfast. We would more appreciate that than any other thing else in the world.
Of course, we must get to our news. It's time for our news this morning here on the Breakfast Hour. A lot happening this morning. We choose to speak about what's happening in our community each and every Thursday. And of course, we welcomed earlier on the platform Isabel Gumeyi, and she spoke about ASI Day, which comes up on the 2nd of August at the Savannah Seventh-day Adventist Church. So mark your calendar and make sure you're there 9:30 all day. Lunch will be provided. We're going to have powerful messages. Elder Racine Smith is the speaker of the morning, and of course there's something to look forward to. Lunch will be provided. We have a number of presentations happening on ASI Day, August 2, Savannah Seventh-day Adventist Church. You need to be present. Of course, on the other side of the break, it will be time for our news.
Our first news is brought to you by ASI Ultrasound for all your ultrasound needs right here in the Grand Cayman Islands. Of course, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell that whenever you get one of these programs comes up, you get it first. Of course, our radio continues all day, all week, all night, 24/7. Of course, go to www.flashpointmedia. Our web radio continues all day today. Remember, the link up come on later on at 2 o'clock right until 5 o'clock this evening. Of course, come back for that one. It's going to be an awesome experience right here on Flashpoint. We're going to look at the idea of having our independence in Jamaica Yardman style. Of course, we have two things on that one. It is the emancipation. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Of course, we talk a little bit more on Rastafarianism in Jamaica and across the global context of this movement, and see what we dig up. Yardy link up this afternoon, 2 o'clock all the way to 5 o'clock. Conversation begins at 3. Of course, some whole heap of music and mixing going on, and of course some great conversation. So please don't miss that one. Our news comes up next after this message.
ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit ASI Ultrasound Imaging. They are conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. ASI Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call ASI Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Good morning, Cayman, and welcome to the Breakfast or News, your trusted roundup of what's happening at home and abroad. I'm Coralie Karen. Cayman's reinsurance sector grows by 50%. The Cayman Islands continues to make waves in global finance with a notable increase in reinsurance company license. According to the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority, 6 new Class B3 reinsurance licenses were granted in Q2 of this year, on top of 3 from Q1, marking a 50% jump compared to the same period in 2024. Greg Mitchell, chair of the Cayman International Reinsurance Companies Association, says this growth benefits the financial services industry and opens new career doors for young Caymanians. Brittany McVicar of Cayman Finance echoed the sentiment, noting that events like the Cayman Captive Forum and the Reconnect highlight our jurisdiction's regulatory strength and attract global players. With over 700 insurers now writing approximately $41 billion in premiums and managing $152 billion in assets, Cayman is on track for another record-breaking year in reinsurance. Youth gain financial literacy skills. A major win for our future leaders. 28 Caymanians have completed the inaugural Youth Financial Literacy Program run by the National Youth Commission with support from the Ministry of Youth. The initiative equips participants with skills in budgeting, investing, and even cryptocurrency basics. At the awards ceremony held at the Intergenerational Hub in Georgetown, Minister Isaac Rankin encouraged graduates to inspire others to join. The program, based on the McGill Personal Finance Essentials course, includes a final in-person assessment and even a monetary award. Kiffin Simpson scores first IndyCar podium. Caymanian-Barbadian race car driver Kiffin Simpson claimed his first IndyCar podium, finishing third in Toronto on July 20. Simpson gained 10 places during the race and received the award for most positions gained. This marks his best finish to date in 30 starts. Speaking after the race, Simpson said, quote, "It was a crazy race. All glory to God," end quote. His next appearance will be at the Java House Grand Prix in California on July 27th. Motorsport thrives at slalom autocross. Grassroots motorsports continues to grow in Cayman. The Cayman Motoring Federation's latest slalom autocross on July 13th drew 12 drivers and enthusiastic crowds. Adis Kervokane recorded the fastest time at 21.259 seconds, and Bessie Thompson made history as the first non-board female driver to compete. President Jane Scalata praised the event's energy and inclusivity, calling it a showcase of fun, safe, and skill-building motorsport. From coach to entrepreneur, Peter Anderson's fresh comeback. Former national cricket coach Peter Anderson is back, this time with booming air freshener sales. Now 5 years in remission from throat cancer, Anderson's Fresh Fresheners brand is flying off shelves at major retailers like Cost You Less and A.L. Thompson's. He is eyeing expansion into the Jamaican market and also operates 3 24/7 community laundromats. Anderson is writing a memoir titled Caught in the Middle and says, quote, "If you've got your health and your passion, you can do anything," end quote. Making Waves Awards set for July 31st. The 4th annual Making Waves Awards, hosted by Cayman Connection, will take place Thursday, July 31st at the Hartwell Theatre. 11 Caymanians will be honored for outstanding achievements across sectors such as STEM, education, hospitality, and the environment. Founder Kate Candio says the program is about celebrating Caymanians making an impact at home and abroad. Winners will receive a bursary and year-long mentorship. Attendance is free. Register via Cayman Connection's website. And in regional news, PAHO and CARICOM sign new 2025-2029 health strategy. A major step for Regional Health Corporation, PAHO and CARICOM signed a joint sub-regional strategy to address shared health challenges, including climate impacts, disease control, and digital health transformation. Covering all 50 CARICOM nations and 5 associate members, including the Cayman Islands, the agreement focuses on strengthening health systems, enhancing resilience, and promoting equity in healthcare access. CARICOM debates Ocean Governance Framework. Ocean sustainability took center stage at Guyana this week as CARICOM began regional consultations on a new ocean governance framework. Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett said the ocean is not just a resource, but the essence of our identity. Stakeholders discussed threats like pollution and climate change while highlighting opportunities in marine renewable energy, aquaculture, and tourism. The Caribbean Sea is estimated to contribute over $400 billion to regional economies. Port digitalization urged across the Caribbean. Antigua Port Authority's Darwin Telemachy is calling for urgent regional collaboration to modernize Caribbean ports. Speaking ahead of the Caribbean Investment Forum in Montego Bay, he emphasized that outdated infrastructure, lack of real-time tracking, and climate threats are slowing progress. He says sustainable development, skilled labor, and port electrification are critical for the region to meet global digital trade standards. Venezuela reroutes oil exports to China amid sanctions. Despite tightening U.S. sanctions, Venezuela's oil production is holding steady. OPEC reports 910,000 barrels per day in June, with 90% of exports now heading to China directly or via intermediaries. Venezuelan officials are courting Chinese investment under new flexible contracts, though analysts warn of risks tied to market volatility and sanction circumvention. UK and Guatemala team up to tackle smuggling. In Guatemala, the British Embassy and the local tax authority met this week to enhance cooperation on smuggling, trade efficiency, and tax technology. Open banking and British tech solutions are among the tools being explored to modernize systems and protect business interests. Those were your news headlines on Flashpoint Radio. Please continue to stay tuned for more updates throughout the day.
I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio, Rise and Shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
Alright, welcome back. News time has just ended. So much news. You know, this. What's the point I got you in the news this morning, Camila?
The motoring sport that's back.
Cayman Motorsports.
Cayman Motorsports.
Yes. What got you in the news?
Gentleman who had throat cancer and has so many franchises of machines of washing laundromats.
Yeah.
And of course, his mantra now is, you know, you have a passion and you have your health, you can do anything. Have your passion and have no health.
Yeah, that's just such a you know.
So that got me. Yeah.
It rings quite a personal tone, and I don't know if I have been exposed to more than everybody else. I've heard of so much death of younger persons, especially in the last few months, and you recognize. And what I have decided is to live life fully. You know, Dessie, I'm doing 100% like because the fact is we have a limited time, and when we are at work and we have deadlines to fill, we write down and we have our goals and we have to do this time, we have to fulfill, and we do everything to fulfill these requirements for work so that at the end of our 8 or 12 hours we would have completed this mandate. It's the same with life. We have this specific time, and you are waiting for tomorrow to do this and the next day, and you don't know if you have tomorrow. Right? So 100%, you give it, and you give it fully, and you give it well, and there is no wealth without your health.
International Self-Care Day.
And today is World Self-Care Day. What are you doing to take care of yourself? It could be fulfilling those dreams that God has laid on your mind. If you go on social media, we should have been putting a tribute together for the man Malcolm, Jamal, Warner, and many of us grew up with Theo Huxtable. 54 years old, and I watched the latest series that he has been in, The Resident, and he's a cardiothoracic surgeon, AJ Austin, and I love to watch him in action and to see just in a matter of moments, you know, a lot of tributes going on online, and you know, we too extend condolences to his wife and daughter, to his family, and of course the entire family. A lot of us saw him as a brother or a cousin or somebody, you know, for those of us who used to watch that sitcom, The Cosby Show. So life, and the point is, life is fragile, handle with care.
Wow. Yes, man, you had seen the disaster with the that river that came down and killed all those youngsters in Texas.
Texas, yes.
No, I've not seen it. I didn't see it, but I heard. I heard about it.
Yes.
Well, I want to join the conversation that Lady Elise just have with the young man who died. And some person are saying, boy, that's why I'm not going in the water, you know, I'm not going to go swimming. I'm not going to learn how to swim because I can't hold on water. Yeah, by the way, I'll ask a question quickly. Can you swim? Is it?
Partially.
Alright, good. Alright, you're right. I'm not going to ask no more. I just want to ask because a lot of persons, here's where I'm going to go. A lot of persons say, boy, I can't hold up on water, you know, so I'm not going to go in the water to swim. But I wanted to bring to the attention of everyone that these youngsters were just out in a very dry place. The water, they didn't go to the water. The water came to them. Now, I am not saying, here's where I'm going to go. I'm not saying that the best swimmers can't find themselves in difficulties. Obviously, this could be one of the cases that we're discussing this morning. But then, this is one person versus, I'm not saying the youngsters couldn't swim either. That's not what I'm saying. But then, we are saying that it is better to be able to than not to. That when the time comes, if you need to, you can.
Yes.
I mean, you have a standing chance. You have a better chance of survival than somebody who just can't do
it. True. That's true.
And if anybody know anything about Ivan, I don't ask if you're around when Ivan came, but if anybody knew about Ivan, this is a story that is resonating well with a lot of persons who survived Hurricane Ivan back in the 2004, September 12th, right about there.
I think Elise is young enough to remember.
I do remember Ivan, and I remember the devastation it caused in the Negril area and in the western Jamaica. And I remember going to bed and waiting for it to hit directly, and it's how things can change. Another testament of how life, as we know, it can change in a moment. And of course, it's time for us to get out of studio, Mike.
I want to say this. Do you notice how hurricane does come at night all the time?
I wonder why.
All right, I done.
Anyway, Ivan came in the day. Anyway.
For you. For some people in the night they catch it. I don't know.
I want to thank our listeners and viewers for tuning in this morning, those on YouTube and Facebook. And if you're listening on the web radio, www.flashpointmedia.ky, we do appreciate you. We have surpassed expectations. We have accumulated over 100,000 views on YouTube. And every opportunity we get, we say thank you. Our subscribership, 2.8 K, that's where we're at and growing. Want to thank you for tuning in and being a part of the Flashpoint family. And of such, we want to wish you all the best for this terrific Thursday. A lot to come. Flash Talks. The topic this evening, girls just want to have fun.
That's why they're trying in the conversation.
What?
I probably will. I will.
Fun. Yes. And I'm sure the lady Nikki B will be bringing it to you. So you got to tune in and be a part of that conversation. So, and of course, the link up 2 o'clock. Join us on the web radio www.flashpointmedia.ky and be a part of the Yardy link up. And you know Mikey G gonna bring some tunes, some tunes and some vibes. So for us on the breakfast hour, I want to say also thank you for Dessie for joining us right here in the studio. He will be back, and of course,
definitely.
And so a lot happening on Flashpoint. Thank you so much for being a part of the Flashpoint family. Until next time, I'm your girl Elise saying have yourself a wonderful day. May the Lord bless you abundantly, more than you can ever ask, think, or imagine.
Yes, man, if you wanted to say something special to someone this morning, or to just shout out a friend or somebody, who would that be?
pick up my colleagues and my special friends. Now call the name for the program.
And that's that word. All right. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us this morning for the breakfast. So Lady Elise ended it well, and of course, I'm going to say a word more. Thank you very much. I'm done.
Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine. Your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen. The unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further, away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries, make our own way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all sing better outside. Just us in the sky.
We use the internet to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ, transforming lives, renewing hearts, 24/7, 7 days a week. Internet radio in a class by itself. We're flashing the gospel around the world as a witness. And someone will say, you know what? I heard it on Flashpoint Radio, and my life has been changed. Flashpoint